Nice. Medical food seeds. Okay,
Oh,
what can I
missions.
make?
Let's
Make
see. I
pumpkin
think
seeds. But do you think I can make mushroom
my
spores?
mission is there.
Or potatoes? Do you know how much they've ripped the system, Grim, right? I'm looking at the seeds, right? And you know how mushrooms is one of the most potatoes is one of the most important ingredients that you need for cooking, apart from
Mm-hmm.
like meats and stuff. It is the
Yeah.
last item on the seeds list to unlock. Yeah, right? Fucking hell.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I might have had a point. I was just looking at that because I'm like, oh, I can't make mushrooms, and I was looking at that earlier, and now I'm like, wait a minute, I won't be able to make mushrooms until like I finish this. Also, I realized that Nick hopped off, and I was
Yeah.
1 point away
So if
from
I
getting
find
this, and now I'm
any the
3 points.
cooking books, I just give it to you.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I pretty much figured. My seed and stuff recipes are pretty high.
Yeah.
Like where are they?
If you find any, what is it? Forge ahead.
Hmm.
Pass that towards me.
Okay. Yeah, I can make the meat and vegetable stews at the moment, so I've been starting to make some of them. Just because we've got so much meat and I've got already so much corn and stuff made. But yes, I'm really gunning for the yucca smoothies because you know how it gives you like the medical as much as like food and water. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of gunning for that at the moment because I've got all the snow and I'm growing all the yuccas and all that. It won't be long. But
Nice.
yeah. Um Let me just move my mouse over here again. And my shovel is almost ripped. I almost have to repair it. How am I going for
All
stone?
right.
Pretty good.
Got that.
If I can get
Everything's
2 or 3
good.
stacks of stone, I will.
Before I go down to do that,
Also,
because I might
what
stop
I
at
need
my
to do.
base so I can hide inside.
Yeah. Well, that is a shotgun messiah,
Yeah. I'll
but
get back to base. Have a break. Come back.
alright,
And yeah.
I'm gonna make probably 20 of these, and I've got plans for the night. If it turns nighttime and I'm still like out here mining, I'm gonna run down to
So
Shotgun
okay.
Messiah and shack up for the night.
Here's a question. Okay.
Fight.
So we notice that there's a lot of things that we dislike.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is a couple of nice features?
Can't progress too quickly. That's nice. It used to be that before you knew it, you'd have everything already available to you and you could just make whatever and get bored of the game within like a month to 3 months maximum if you really like went hard at it. So I like the fact that it's already been a month and there's a lot of things that we haven't even got and can't get anytime soon. So that's nice. I know that that's something that I enjoy. What about you? I know Grim doesn't enjoy the same thing.
I think taking out the water part is a good touch. It does make it a bit harder. But then again, I don't know. I really do like it. I do think it's balanced.
Lol. Monkey says, calm down, Grim. It's funny. I don't mind that they've changed it. I think it makes it a lot harder to get enough water. Like at the moment, one water purifier thing or whatever is one water funnel thing or whatever is not enough. It's sufficiently not enough. And it's almost mandatory that for like the way that we play, we need like 2 or 3 of them at least each. But as soon as we got 1 each, it started to help. Come at me, bro. That's more like brow. Come at me, brow. Monkey or brow. I hate water systems and the filters are too crazy expensive. Yeah, see, Grim's got all the bartering. So, it's not that bad. And I am constantly getting resources. Like these guys go through buildings and they're shooting everything and I can't keep up. In like more than one way, I can't keep up with that. So I just hang back and just start scrapping stuff. And that means that when we leave, yeah, one of them's got like they've got like an inventory full of gear, somebody's killed heaps of things, I have an inventory full of scrappables. So we each take home like a heap out of each quest and stuff like that. So it works really well with that. That's why, like, I have no problem with Grim coming past and being like, I need, like, all of this. And I'm like, just take it.
Yep.
If he can make it, that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, man. The one thing that I wish I had more of was stamina, though. But I'll get that soon. As soon as I get some more levels. What are you doing, Azula?
Alright, I'm going to go for my break now. But
right.
before I go, I've got something really important to tell you. Did you know...
Grim enjoys disappearing while saying something like that. So there's no actual end to that sentence. And I'm well aware of it. He's done it several times. He's done it several times to me, but you guys have never seen it yet. He'll often, when we say like goodbye at like the end of like playing for fucking 18 hours or something like that of any game, like he'll literally just be like in the process of saying goodbye, and he'll just like leave the conversation, like on like an open sort of thing. It's kind of funny. At first, I always thought he had, like, disconnection problems, and then I learnt it's just Grim. She's doing pretty good. I'm taking down this hill slowly. I could take down ones like that as well, but honestly, I just have to be really careful of where the fuck mines actually are around here, because we are still in the wastelands. Apart from that walking horde, which I was expecting to get that out here, I haven't really seen much other activity. Like nighttime, yeah, nighttime was a bit wild. That's normal. It's always normal. Can you still make jars? Only paid out for 21 for a few hours. No, you cannot. That's what we were discussing before with the snow. So I've got a heap of snowballs, and what you used to be able to do is, even if you couldn't go and collect water, or say you have like nowadays the rainwater collector, like you used to be able to turn snow into muddied water or dirtied water or whatever at the workstation benches if you had glasses. So now you can't, which means all those snowballs aren't additional water. They're not going to give her hydration if she eats them. It's a little more fucked. Yeah, the water system is harder. Our big gripe with the whole no glass jars business was the fact that we can't just kill ourselves and fast travel back to base as freely as we want with glass shards. And as you guys probably saw in the first couple of weeks, we tried everything. We tried smashing windows. We tried building and smashing our own windows. We tried all the things that would normally give you glass, and nothing worked. At first it did, and they nerfed it within like the first week, like within days of releasing it properly. Like somebody figured it out and nerfed it. It's like they forgot to turn off the switch, because it kind of like still would say it's hurting you, like still say you're bleeding out, but you wouldn't die at all, and your health wouldn't go down. It was weird. And it's going to be so hard to make glue in many recipes. Exactly. That's what we have the big issue with. And now it causes you to use fresh water to make glue, which is annoying because your fresh water is so fucking rare. But I guess theoretically in the apocalypse, fresh water is supposed to be rare. It's just that it shouldn't be what's necessary to make glue. It should still be shitty water. Like, you should be able to go and, like... I see you, little snake thing. Fuck off. Fuck off. I'm not about that. Yeah, you should be able to still go up to, like, a toilet or something like that. And, like, originally what you used to do is you go up to toilet and get a glass of water out of, like, the back of the top of the toilet. And now you can only get paper out of it. So, I mean, if you really want to have shotguns, this game's not that bad for that now, because paper's fucking everywhere. Was it pots not going to be rare, or other containers to boil water in? Yeah, I've found like probably 8 fucking cooking pots so far. And they used to be like few and far between. Like, you'd be lucky enough to find one sitting on a counter in a house, or maybe a roundabout somewhere in a cupboard, if you're lucky. Now there's like almost one per house, almost. It's not exact like that, but it's got to be something close. The percentage has got to be close. Ugh. She's doing a pretty solid job. Okay, I'm at 2 stacks now. I want 3 stacks before I move off of this area. The funny thing is, like, I'm not even really marking this area. I should remove the other one, though. Drop. Yeah, I want to save that. That's probably the same drop. We probably labeled it twice. It was, like, up here somewhere. Yeah, we did. We both labeled it. It's fine. Doesn't really matter. As long as one of us got it. Let's see. As for stone, I need to remove that waypoint. Yeah. So, yeah, what I'm planning to do is when it hits nighttime, if it's still early enough for me, which it could be early enough before like I have to hop off or whatever. But what I want to do is I kind of want to run down towards Shamwork and not get up very, very high, but I want to sit close enough to ground that the zombies still know that I'm there and just make noise and bring in the zombies because I've got enough ammo thanks to Grim now that I can stand there and at least like pop off at least 2 full guns worth once I repair the second one and probably just farm some XP for a night. Like my current level, where is it, character? My current level's 33. I could probably make that at 34 or maybe even pushing at 35 if I really do it properly and if I survive. Worst case scenario is I get 2 or 3 screamers that I can't kill and or I run out of ammo with like 2 or 3 screamers around. That's the worst. Be a lot like that time that I stayed in the wasteland zones like when I was like max level. Except that this time it'll actually give me levels. That's one thing I haven't looked at is what's the describe? I'm a little bit higher than Grim. Holy shit, my game level. My game stage is huge. How the fuck did I get that? 148 versus 58. What the fuck? How the hell did I manage to do that? I'm like legit actually a little bit confused about that because as far as I knew, I've just been kind of like fucking around. The guys have been like going out and doing quests and all sorts of stuff. And here I am mining and harvesting and planting trees and stuff. Yeah, very strange. Either way, if I can take this down to like mostly all soil, I'll just dig up this area. Get in here. There's like a straight line through this part here that's just all stone. It's actually quite easy to see this stuff. If you spend enough time mining in 7 days, you do get used to what is and isn't something. I've definitely spent too many hours doing this. I wonder, out of all the hours that I've played 7 days, and actual world hours, like, how many of them have I spent just mining? How many of them have I spent just cutting down a tree? I'd love to be able to have something that could personally define, like, what I've spent my time in game on. That's something I kind of wish that they'd bring in. Like, not necessarily, like, you get some stuff in here, right? If your stats, you can get, like, how many zombie kills you've done, how many players you've killed, how many times you've died, kilometers traveled, all the things, like, right? I would have the most items crafted out of everybody on the server, just because of the base that I'm building. But, yeah. And even, like, loot stage and stuff is pretty high. Actually, let me change that back or I'll forget when I'm trying to look at it next. It's still struggle. It's, what's it? Hole in a hole. Hole in a hole at night with no light. Yeah, it is. But like I said, if you want to get a helmet fast, if you've got either just enough money to buy a miner's helmet, or you're lucky enough to find a miner's helmet, you don't have to wear the fucking helmet. You can take the light mod out and put it on whatever hat you've got and instant light. That and the fact that you can also put your torch down if you need to. I always forget that that's a mechanic that exists, but yeah, you can do it. Yeah, this is all going to be soil. I was looking at before, I'm pretty sure this is all soil. Except for here, this is a straight line vein. Yeah, this should be almost all soil now. I should be able to just walk along this area and just get rid of it. The funny thing is, like, I should be seeing constant zombies wandering over, but that has not been happening. I heard. There you are. I thought I heard something. Down, guy. Set game stage level plus day plus current biome multiplier. If you go to the Westlands, it'll be higher than the green area. That's interesting. Okay, so probably because I'm in here, it's much harder. That would explain it. Because I was wondering, I'm like, I shouldn't be that fucking far ahead. Like, I shouldn't be almost... I think it was almost triple. I see you, tourist. Leave you alone. I know you'll swagger up here eventually. I do like the fact that the zombies are slowly pathing out. There's a dog there. Come on, when I can get a clear sight on your movement, I'm killing you. It's like stop still and I can't quite tell, but it's like over here somewhere. Tell you what, I'm gonna shoot him. He's not that interested in walking up here, but there is a dog. And I don't want to deal with that. Where'd it go? Where'd you go, dog? Probably down near that car, honestly. Look, if there's one in the area, it'll come up here eventually. It'll make its way up here eventually. I know it will. You know the funny thing, though, is occasionally like that really strong like wind blow sound that happens in the wastelands. When you actually get like wind that's like that in real life, I find that it gives me like a headache. Like that sound. That noise. We get that in September through to October. For like a solid month to nearly 2 months. We just get wind like that out here. And it makes like... There's another zombie in the area. It makes like my house make like a whole heap of fucking noises because it's not well insulated. Whoever put the fucking insulation in did not actually put the insulation in as far as I'm concerned. In truth, I'm not actually sure if I paid for it either, so that could be on me. I probably didn't check the box that said I wanted insulation. But yeah, as far as it goes with this place, like it creaks and like bows and, well, not bows, but you know, makes all the noises to suggest that, you know, the walls are like got a bit of movement with each like ref of fucking wind that casts by. And yeah, this kind of like windiness stuff like eventually ends up giving me like pretty solid fucking headache. What is this? Oh, you found your way up here, mate. Now, where is the fucking dog? Because that will find its way up here. They don't usually actually roam that far. They used to have a smaller roam circle. So that's something else that's different. Used to be they'd kind of like walk back and forth within like a very small radius. Kind of like, you know, the buried supply ones. It's like that. There it is. I fucking see you now. I saw you fucking move. Trying to get you before... There it is. You can die over there. I'm not interested in harvesting you. I just want you to be fucking dead. I'm sure it's the exact same scenario as PUBG where nobody could fucking see what I was looking at until I shot it. I get fucking comments on that every so often. It's like, what are you shooting, ants? And it's like, yes. Specks, in fact. I like to think it comes from the fucking era of playing games that were like pixels, more so. Be raining mute housemates, getting Maccas. Oh, Maccas, and you made some coffee in return. Remain mute until finished. No, that's all good, Grim. Oh man, you're gonna comatose after that though. It's at level 300, day 200-ish in the Wastelands was like Horde Night, day and night. Alpha 20, it was. I actually did that. I don't think I did it on stream, but that's what I used to do. My last 7 days server that I played, you know, the one that got glitched out with the tree, right? That was one that I spent like fucking hundreds of days playing. And I spent a great deal of it in the lower levels actually just hanging out in the Wastelands. And just farming. Like, I would make shit ton of ammo, go and stay in the Wastelands for the night, and just try to kill as much as I could until either I died or until it was morning. And then I'd just either try to kill whatever was left and get out of there, or I'd try to run, depending on how bad it was. and every single night that you spend in the Wastelands is just like Horde night every night. It's not great, but at the same time, it's great practice for actually dealing with Horde night. That's why I want to be out here a bit more. Because, like, obviously when the guys are on and we're questing and stuff, I'm not this close to it. But when I'm at my base and it goes to nighttime, I should theoretically just run down into this wastelandy area, which I'm going to put a flag down here because that's where I'm running to. There is a building here, but I don't actually know what it is. And I don't know how stable it's going to be. It could be better. I might run over there, in fact. I ended up making like 20-odd boxes with the hopes of being able to climb it. I was also looking at some of my old photos and stuff like that because whenever I complete a game or stop playing a game, I delete the server or the game file specifically that houses that game. So I cannot go back to it even if I want to. And 7 days is one of those ones where I have like a multitude of different days like that I've gotten up to, like 170 odd here or there, or like 200 or 300 and stuff like that, depending on how many people I've been playing it with, how long we've played it, how fast the days are. Like I've played one where the days were half an hour instead of an hour. And that is fucking hard to do, especially when, you know, instead of in 7 hours, you get a blood moon. Instead, you get in what was it, like 3.5 hours, you get blood moon. So you get blood moon a couple of times a fucking night. And it's a lot to deal with. Especially if you can't actually, like, go and get the resources. Oh, yeah. So, in the Wastelands, Grimm's level is 94. So, where's he? He must be, like... There. There he is. Yeah, so it should get worse with each area. But, yeah, as far as I know, like, the 30-minute daytime is the worst one that I've played on so far, because it's like it's been like you need to like go and make food or have a fucking toilet break and everybody's still playing, and the next thing you know it's like 2 days later or something like that, or like a day later. Let's turn up the zombie BM count to 64 times and don't tell anybody. I can't do that because we have a where we have it, we've got like one of those fucking trust bond things where we discuss everything that changes on the server before any changes are made, and everybody who plays on the server agrees upon it. When I made the server and I didn't say that Feral Sense was going to be on ahead of time, I can tell you that was a major problem. But I have played on it. I have played on a server that's had the 64 times zombies from the get-go, and it is fun. It's pretty fucking fun. I wanted to do that from this one, but it's going to be a few before I can get up to that again, because we had to try this from the very beginning. We had to scale everything back to basically what a base game version would be like, and just see what it's like to play. Because like even like getting just the 400 XP per zombie is rip. Like we're used to getting about 1300 XP per zombie on average. So we're used to leveling a lot faster. But yeah, as far as like any changes and stuff goes to the server, like I have to, if any one person requests something that plays on the server, I have to discuss it with every member that plays on the server or might play on the server. And then we have to come into a majority of agreement. And if somebody doesn't agree, then we have to discuss like the pros and cons of why and stuff. Like it's very fucking what do you call it? Like I don't know. Azula, you don't need to scratch your bed like that. Holy shit. I gave her a new blanket and she hates it. Oh, darling. It's alright. It will smell like you in like a couple of days anyway. The old one just had to get washed. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Diplomatic was the word that I was thinking of, sorry. It's mostly just making sure that everybody who is playing is on the same page. And I understand, like, most people do not play fucking games the way we do, but it just makes it easier to make sure everybody's happy and comfortable, especially the people that only get to play it for, like, a couple of hours once in a while. Like, I wasn't expecting Nick to get as many hours on as he has had. Ras managed to get a couple of hours so far. Blanky hasn't been on at all. I don't think he will. I know Sammy won't. There's a few people there. It's just that depending on when we play and how we're playing and stuff like that, some people are more interested than others in it. I know if I was playing this in Darkness Falls, Sammy would probably make the time to be here. But she's more of a fan of that. And I won't play it full stop. So it's, yeah. It's one of those things. Yeah. Almost done with the stone area. I knew it was raining, but like I didn't realize it was gonna like lightning storm. And for a brief second, because I've been talking about like blood moon and all the stuff, my brain was like, wait a minute. I'm like, just check the sky to see what color it is, just in case I fucking missed something. It's usually when blood moon storm starts to happen, the world starts turning red. Then it starts becoming obvious that it's gonna blood moon. Okay, how are we going for stone? Not that inventory. I'm on to 3 stack now. I just want to get this to be at least like full 3 stack. I've got a good amount of sand. What else was I going to make with this? I was going to make concrete, so I don't want to make more cobblestone yet. Although I do need to make cobblestone. I could just make that. But I did promise I'd give Grim some clay as well, so I'll hold on to it. I might just dig out this area. Yeah, I'll give you some food. And I'll give her some drink. That should actually give her, yeah, food, health, water, max stamina bonus. That is definitely what I need to be eating for this. And I'll start on this section, because it's kind of like raised a bit. The other thing too is like I don't have to be this particular about terraforming. I don't have to waste the time making things smooth and equal and even and shit. But I just choose to. It would be a lot easier to just like dig randomly in any given direction in like a straight line. I've done that before. It's been so hilarious when people have come to visit my mine and they're like, what the fuck is this linear line? Like I followed it. I went the wrong direction first, and then I followed it in the other direction. I found you, and I'm like, yeah, look, I figured people will find me if they follow it one way or another. How is she cold? It was interesting. When Nick came through this area, he said it was too hot. Now my chick's cold, but then again, I've got stuff. I've got a duster to help protect. I've got the flannel to keep her warm. The skirt wouldn't be keeping her warm. Bandana would be. The only thing I could do better is maybe have like long pants or something. I'm also reaching just stone. This stone patch here is suggesting a lack of resources beyond that point. But the funny thing is, I'm actually out here for stone. So joke's on them. I'm into that shit. I might keep mining it. Nom 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 eating right now. Yeah. Oh, man. I haven't had Macca's for ages. Unfortunately, when I get Macca's, I have to replace whatever the meat patty is with a fish patty. And no matter what you replace it with, it still tastes like shit. Like, Macca's fish patties are not nice. They're not the best. Mind you, at least I can make, like, I didn't actually say the meow part, though, Grim. He's been trying to get me to say it. I did say it fluently the other week. I've seen the movie. Yeah, no, every time, like, I have to, like, make something at Macca's, it's always, like, a fucking fish patty. And honestly, fish patties are horrible. At least in Australia, they're shit. They're always dry. They've always been cooked sometime in the AM and left there for the whole fucking day. Like, you can taste, like... You can taste, like, the employee unhappiness in it. And I don't need that in my fucking meal. I can make, like, a fucking, a quarter pounder meal or some shit like that out of it. It's just, it doesn't actually have a quarter pound of meat kind of thing. It doesn't have meat at all in it. It's just got the fucking fish. Well, fish is meat, but it's not that kind of meat. It's sadness in a burger format. That's probably one thing that I wish I could also change is, like, maybe having, like, a proper, like, greasy burger properly. That'd be nice. Mind you, like, the chips and shit aren't too bad, though. Although I've got to be careful which KFCs I go to, because sometimes they cook their chips in the same fucking grease. Or at least, like, they cross-contaminate their shit pretty fucking often. Because I do get sick from KFC chips every so often. Mind you, like, the best fucking... I don't know if it's the same everywhere else, but the best fucking ships you can get in Australia is either finding like one of those